I know it's been a hot minute. It's good to see you guys again. Even though technically I can't see you, you're seeing me, but either way, thank you for being here. A lot has happened in the past almost year or so, I think, since I last released a video. A lot of life changes, major updates, a whole bunch of stuff happened. And really and truly, I was in circumstances that weren't ideal for making content again. But now my situation is a lot better, and I got the green light by God to start releasing content again. I'm not gonna go too deep yet about what happened to me. Maybe at a later time I'll reveal what happened, but in a nutshell, I had made a grave mistake that cost me dearly. Long story short, the Lord gave me a specific instruction that I did not follow, and in my disobedience I got hit pretty hard. A lot of life challenges came, hardship, and things that I haven't experienced before. I experienced for the first time earlier this year. It was rough because at the end of the day, I can only blame myself for not doing what I was supposed to do. And through that, I allowed Satan and his goons to afflict me. And I went through things that I really didn't need to go through. I learned from my mistakes, and I had to really take accountability for my own actions. So through that, there was still a lesson learned, but if things went another way, I wouldn't have needed to go through what I went through. And through that situation, a lot of who I was being revealed, a lot of my faults as a man, as a person, a lot of my worldviews that weren't really good got exposed during that time, and I had to do a lot of reflecting and really come to grips with my own pride. I came a long way from how I was when I was younger, and I still give myself credit for that, for allowing God to work on my heart, but there was still a lot of more things I had to deal with. And during this time, I got into a state of depression again because I had found myself in my life. I noticed a pattern that every 4 years or so, it's like I would go through something traumatic, eventually get to a point where I'm stable again, then the same cycle would happen. And during this time, I was always reflecting, saying, dang, like I found myself in the same starting point that tends to happen with myself. And I was beating myself up because this time really felt like the worst, because a lot of the components that were there earlier when the cycle would happen weren't there anymore. And it was tempting because I wanted to give up, because I was really disappointed in myself for allowing myself to end up in that situation because of my own pride and disobedience. And I definitely learned, I was forced to learn. It was kind of like you either learn now or never improve and, stay in that same place forever. So I thank God that, through prayer, reflection, right mentorship, that I started gaining back my foundation. I'm not saying I'm there, I'm complete, but I am growing still. And that's the thing when you're striving for greatness, to be successful, is that you go through moments where you failed miserably. And failure is not the end. And you don't really fail if you fail. You fail when you give up. And I'm not saying it was easy. It hurt. I've cried bitterly the last few months, and it hurt. And again, it was worse because it wasn't like necessarily an external circumstance came in and ruined everything. It was because of my own actions. So basically everything that I was going through was because of my own stupidity and ignorance. And really what happened, it hurt so bad that I know if it wasn't for the prayers of my mentor, if it wasn't for the covering I had, I don't think I would have made it. And I've been through a lot of situations in my life where it was do or die, but this time it felt like, okay, you got a taste of what happens if you don't do what you got to do. Because, the main message that God was really trying to drive into my head is that life is not a game. Life is war. You're in a war right now. And if you don't do what you need to do, and if you don't obey instruction of your general, of your commander, You can't be upset when the enemy, the rival gang or the rival of opposing force gets you because you didn't follow instruction. But I'm really making this video to say that it's not the end. It's not over for you. Despite where you are in your circumstance right now, no matter how hard it hurts, no matter how many times you cried bitterly, no matter how much time you self-loathe, it's not the end. What you got to do is practically reflect on what you did wrong, look at it in an analytical way, understand what you did wrong, don't do it again, and take this as a learning lesson as now you're striving to start again and to keep moving forward. Because beating yourself up and living in regret and condemnation is not going to help you. And a lot of people think that because you're beating yourself up so much and because you're like, oh my God, I messed up, it means you think that caring and stressing about it more means you care so much and you understand how badly you messed up. That doesn't work. Condemnation doesn't work. If you messed up, acknowledge what you did, right your wrongs as much as you can, control the things you can control, but understand what you did, forgive yourself, allow yourself to be forgiven, and move forward. And I also took this as God helping me to, really destroy the pride inside of me, because I tell you, circumstances like what I went through will really expose how you still got some ways to go, and you're not as smart, as intelligent as you think you are. I am an intelligent person. I'm not gonna, claim I'm stupid, but when you have a mindset of like everything and you got it all figured out, and really you don't really know as much as you think you do, but circumstances like failure, intense failure will expose, okay, you still got some growing to do. You still got to allow God to show you the way and to break that mindset of pride. But once you understand that and you acknowledge and you own up to your mistake, that's the first step to recovery. And that's practically what I'm doing here with YouTube. I've had success with YouTube before with a previous channel, and I'm starting over again. And this time it's like I got it as far as, okay, don't do that again. Trust God's instruction. Believe that God is saying things to you to protect you and not to hinder you, and just go at it. You still got a destiny to fulfill. You still got a goal to reach. Don't let one mishap prevent you from moving forward, because staying in that place of condemnation is not going to help you at all. It's going to make things worse, and eventually you're just going to give up, and giving up is real failure. So don't give up. Don't beat yourself up. Failure is not the end. Just recognize what you did, move forward. So yeah, this, I believe, is a new chapter of my life. I'm in a new location, a new scenery, I guess. I'm building again my studio and my workflow. I may adjust the camera lighting and experiment with different things just to grow this channel again. So if you do like the video, if you like the message, please like, subscribe, comment down below. I will respond to the comments. I'm starting over, but now with better perspectives and learning from my experiences. So you'll see a lot more of me pretty often. Absolutely. So again, if you guys enjoy the video, enjoy the message, like the video, and if you're interested, please check out any of these videos right here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.